Hey, ciao, Swima. How you doing? Charles here in Nantucket, Massachusetts, on July 3rd, the day before 4th of July. And I just finished a 3-mile bike ride. Every morning I've been getting up, I've been getting some exercise because my best friend Darko Stojkovic has really kicked me in the ass and really motivated me to do so. And it's really helping, man. I mean, I look forward to the morning so much. I love exercising anymore, you know. Bike rides, jogging, nothing else. But the rest will come, you know. Anyway, I got to get into this and answer some questions. There's a young man from Western Europe. His name is Elliot. Elliot is planning a trip. His family is originally from the southern part of Serbia. And he asked me about 6 questions here. Some of these I can't answer, and I'm not even going to pretend to, okay? But let me get to the ones I can answer here. First of all, he's getting ready to go to Serbia here in actually 4 days. He says, Charles, do you still have to do police registration in 2017? I know some relatives who traveled to a friend's place and ignored the police registration and nothing happened. The police registration is still something you're supposed to do. I have made videos about this in the past, saying that, you know, they don't really look for it and this and that, but a lot of that will depend on your passport too. As an American passport holder, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I think a lot of things they overlook a little bit if you're an American citizen. I had a gentleman from Estonia. He just wrote to me about a similar question. He's going to travel all through Serbia with 3 other Estonian people, and he said some of his Estonian friends had been there before and they had issues because they didn't have the white card upon departure. So depending on the country, what I would do if I was you, I would stay in a hostel for a night or 2 nights and get that white card and keep it in your thing. It's just will solve your problems because how it's supposed to be when you stay with somebody else in Serbia, couch surfing or whatever, you're supposed to take that person to the police station and register and get that card. It's not it's not difficult, but it's a pain in the ass. So just stay in a hostel, get that white card, put it in your passport. If they ask you, say, oh, well, I have this one, and you'll be fine. 2, how long will the border passport control be between Serbia and Montenegro and the border between Montenegro and Kosovo I Metohija? Well, how long will the control be between Serbia and Montenegro? It's probably pretty quick. Serbian people can go into Bosnia and they can go into Montenegro with just their lična karta or their just identification card. Serbians don't even need passports. So that's going to speed up a lot of the traffic that goes through there. But typically it's not going to take you very long. And between Montenegro and Kosovo, I haven't the slightest idea because I've never been there. I have been into Kosovo from Serbia. Well, Kosovo is Serbia, so izvinite, but I'm talking about the border control places there. There is border control that are controlled by Kosovars, and when you go through, they stamp your passport. That can be a little complex situation if you go from northern Serbia into Kosovo Metohija, and then you leave Kosovo Metohija into another country and go back into Kosovo Metohija and then into northern part of Serbia. Okay, that can create complications. But if you're just going from there to there, the passport control between Serbia and there, and the passport border control checkpoint in Kosovo, in Metohija, it can take a long time because they look at everybody's paperwork, they go through your trunk and your things, and it can take a long time. So plan on 1 hour, 2 hours, depends on what time of the day you go, you know? Will there be any problems with a Montenegrin car in Serbia or Kosovo or in Republika Srpska? You mean Montenegrin plates? I doubt it. Serbia and Montenegro are brother nations. They're majority Pravoslavni people, Orthodox people. No, you know, a funny story I like to tell. There's a Croatian lacrosse team. This Croatian lacrosse team, good guys. They came to Belgrade, Serbia, and played. I interviewed them one time, and I asked those Croatians, I said, how do you guys feel when you come into Serbia? And they said, no problems at all. They said, what we're fearful of is when the Serbian team comes into Zagreb with Serbian plates. So that's what the Croatians said. I'm not creating issues or saying anything. I'm telling you what the Croatian team said. There's lots of Croatian plates in Serbia. There's lots of, I see very few of the little Kosovo one in there. But there's lots of international plates, lots of Croatian. If there would be a problem, it would be with Croatian plates probably. And the Kosovo ones probably. But I've never heard of any issues, you know, typically. You know, you don't want to just be sensible, razumite. And a Montenegrin car in Republika Srpska, I doubt you would have any problems whatsoever because they're similar peoples. Okay? Like, for some reason, my relatives are telling me to avoid visiting Višegrad in Republika Srpska. Why is that? They're telling me the locals will not like you and that they are all chetniks. Is Višegrad a place where Serbs and Muslim hate each other? To be 100% honest, I've never been to Višegrad, so I shouldn't even answer the question because I don't know, young man. Somebody can comment on this under this video. I'm sure they will. Probably some radical people will say something silly, and there'll be some nice people that say something. But typically in Republika Srpska, that's the Serbian part of Bosnia-Herzegovina, a separate entity there, and that is majority Pravoslavni people, the Serbian Orthodox people. And they're the ones that dealt with the war, the brunt of the war. So there was lots of issues between those people in that country, that little civil war. So, probably tensions are a lot higher in that region, of course, and I've heard a lot of people say that the Bosnian Serbs are a little bit more patriotic Serbians because they had bloodshed on their land and on their soil. That's all I can say. Question 5, and last question. No, sorry. The town where my dad used to live is Priboj. Do people get along there? It's 50% Serb and 50% Muslim. My dad doesn't really know because he was last there since the war began. I have nothing against other people, like Pravoslavni people or Croats, because we are all the same, and that's the truth. Good words, buddy. And in Priboj, I've never been to Priboj either. And, in that Sanjak, down in the southern part of Serbia, there's the region called the Sanjak region, which is like Sjenica, kako se kaže, what's that big one? Oh my God, I'm looking like a fool here. It's early in the morning, just so you know. But right around in that region, what's that other big-ass city? Damn. Anyway, there's a large Muslim population down in that region, And I've heard conflicting stories about that. People saying that there is issues, some people say that there isn't, that they get along, and it's just different cultures, different religions, and sometimes when you have those kind of people in one little spot, sometimes that can breed issues, but typically they're the same people, the same cultural habits and everything, same foods, same stuff like that. So I don't think you're going to have any problems. You don't hear a lot about that in Serbia. Serbian people are very tolerant people. If visiting Kosovo, are there any things to avoid doing? Well, I was in Pristina. I was there for New Year's Eve. And I was there for 3 nights, I think, in Pristina, and I never had any issues whatsoever. Pristina is very poor, what it considers to be itself a separate entity from Serbia, but it's very poor, and there is lots of criminal element there, like it or not. A lot of drug trafficking starts in that region. Mafia type things in that region. I had 0 problems, and knock on wood, and I hope I never ever do. People I met were wonderfully friendly, really kind people, just good, nice. But like any city, when you first visit a city, you just got to take precautions. It wouldn't matter if you go into that area, if you go into Stockholm, Sweden, if you go into London, England, or Chicago. You just want to be sensible when you're a tourist, You don't want to bring up political things, of course, because there's big political differences between people in that region. So don't wear shirts, that say anything. I wouldn't wear any football-related gear like Partizan, Crvena Zvezda. I wouldn't wear any Serbian-type shirts down there and things like that. That's all I would avoid, and avoid discussing things like that. Just talk about life to regular people, and you'll be okay. Last but not least, what meals do you recommend? Anytime you go to Serbia, rostil is the best. The meat is good, the meat is spicy, the meat is tasty, the meat is fresh. Oh, it tastes fresh to me anyway. Maybe it's old, but it tastes really good. All the guys here, just so you know, all these Serbians that are here in Nantucket with me, there's like 44 of them. All of them miss the rostil in Serbia. Here the meat doesn't have as much taste to it. There's lots of tasty meat. Sarma, of course, is a great, great thing. Soured cabbage filled with rice and meat. It's delicious, probably one of my favorite meals. Ayvar, if you've never had ayvar before, it's an awesome, awesome condiment made from peppers and eggplant, and it's orangey color. Oh my God, there's nothing better. Kaimak is another condiment you put on things. Just every single food is awesome. Just avoid piktia and svargla, and everything else will be great. Anyway, my friends, hope I answered your questions a little bit. Some of the questions I wasn't for sure on, but that's all I know. Do viđenja svima.